All right, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a while since I've been on. It's been a crazy last like 4 weeks for me. Business has just been swamped lately, so
Oh,
apologize
I
for
bet.
not been on. So glad to be
Especially
back.
the summertime.
Oh yeah, it's nonstop, and I actually got to leave for Fort Smith in about an hour, about 2 hours. So, but before we get started on the day, I want to say there's going to be an amazing video later today that I'm gonna drop because I don't know if any of you guys, Cody, if you've been following what's going on YouTube with that balloon guy. The
Balloon
one,
guy.
yeah, he went. If you guys follow any Red Pill space and anyone in there like Abba and Preach, they've been talking about the balloon guy, and I was wondering why he looks so familiar. The guy worked at my Tulsa site in two in from I think it was like March. No. Yeah, it was like April 2022 to I think it was about end of August, early September of 2022 that he left in Tulsa. He just up and disappeared. And I got a lot of well, he didn't really up and disappear. I assumed he was going to disappear, but there's a lot of craziness that went on that I'm going to have on that video. So if you guys are watching or if you guys know, just be willing to look out for that video because it is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, a lot of craziness in the red pill space just overall. I mean, I don't take the extreme red pill. Like it's good to have small doses of it for sure.
Like we said before, like 40% of it's good, 60% of it's not so great.
Yeah, it's just extreme. It's the extreme of it that really gives it a bad reputation. I mean, the overall message of it is just to red pill isn't just all about women. It's just overall growing as a man. That's what people don't understand. Like red pill isn't just all about getting in women's pants and dominating dating. It's about getting money and just overall improving yourself and not falling head over heels over a woman that you just met or somebody that's not good for you. That's pretty much the message of it.
Yeah, pretty much. But it
That's
somehow
pretty
got
much.
diluted. It got
Somehow it got
diluted.
diluted and somehow it got extreme and overlooked.
Yes, and somehow morphed into whatever Andrew Tate was doing. And we also got to talk about that because
He's
that's going to
extreme.
that is going to cause an influx of these people investing into crypto, stocks, real estate. He is single-handedly gonna force the values up just from the I think he has I think what was it? The FBI considered that he had about 180 million followers worldwide. So that's a lot of people that could affect a lot of things. And right now they're pushing get money by any means necessary. And most of them are going to look towards crypto because crypto is the fastest way to get
You
it.
should. You should. And not only that, like I don't know about other people, but especially like if I go through like a fallout with a girl, like if anything, it builds up character development for me too, because it's like getting money. It's really like a pretty much a passive way of getting revenge on people who overlooked you. That and some people might view that as like a oh, you shouldn't think that way attitude, but it fuels me to go harder because, when you're young, it's one thing when you're like 40 or 50 and, you're stuck in your ways and people are overlooking you. But at 23, like, I'm not even in my prime. I'm not even in my full growth as a man. So how could somebody have an opinion on me right now at 23? And see, that's what makes me go harder because I'm like, y'all are overlooking me. I'm young, I'm not even there yet. Like I just have so much room to grow. And it stops me too, like from having those like deep down like depressive suicidal thoughts. Cause it's like you ever hear those people like that become successful and they're like, man, I'm so glad I didn't kill myself 10 years ago. That's
Oh
the
yeah.
mindset I have.
Oh yeah, I've heard many of those. Many of those. I think most people who were wildly successful or have been successful kind of think that have had that path in their life.
Yeah, and that's what getting money is to me too. Like it's not overall like a greed and power thing. Like to me, getting money it makes me feel like I'm on the right path as a man. And again, some people wouldn't like hearing that. Like, oh, it's just paper, it's just currency. But I mean, when I'm broke, living at my mom's house as a 23-year-old man, I mean, no woman wants me. So I don't know. You tell me. Like, does money? You tell me. Like, I don't care about the whole self-righteous crap. Like yes, looks matter and yes, money matters.
Oh yeah, and it's like I said, money is not like the end all be all, but nobody
No,
wants
it's
to be on
not.
the struggle bus.
It's not the end all be all, but people like to talk all this crap like, "Oh, money doesn't matter in dating." Then I'll be able to look back and say, "Wait a minute." Like I remember when I was that guy living in his mom's house with no car. Like, what do you mean? you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's get on with it. We got people starting to climb in here. I know our YouTube numbers aren't for some reason showing here, but hey, there are people on YouTube. So glad to have you guys on here. If you guys can hit that like and subscribe button and share, because as always, these lives are sponsored by you guys, kind of chiming in and helping us grow. So we really appreciate that. So as you guys know, there's really not a lot going on in crypto other than we just seem kind of stagnant. Uh, we kind of tumbled down to the low 60,000s with Bitcoin, holding strong around the 3,500 for Ethereum. Tether kind of depegged from $1 for briefly here, but I don't know if it looks like it should get back up there. We got Solana at 147. We got XRP holding 47 cents. We have Polkadot at 633, Chainlink at 1437. We also have Caspa at almost 18 cents, ICP at $8.14. We got Render at 753, a nice big jump overall there. We also have where's it? Quant still holding the 77.93 range, and as you guys know, been dollar cost averaging into that like crazy. Because I don't think we're going to see these prices again for a long, long time, if at all. Hold on one second, guys. All right, my bad. I got a package there. My bad there.
Oh, you're good. But I agree. We won't see these prices for that long. It's gonna. I think 2023 is gonna repeat. I think once September ends, wake me up when September ends. October is going to be really Pumptober is going to be really good. Like, but
Yes, I have a feeling this fall is going to be a very good one for us.
going into 20, okay, my portfolio, I'm sitting at about 30K, right? My portfolio prediction by the end of this year is about 50, 60K. And I think going into 2025, I'll start hitting like 80 to 100,000 plus.
Yeah, that's pretty feasible with what you got. And if you guys haven't known, you can go to Cody's TikTok. Was it CodyHarris.eth, and you can
Yep.
see he posts his portfolio on there almost like once a week at least.
Yeah. And I have all my blockchain addresses in my Instagram bio. You can literally see my net worth like real time just by clicking on all my addresses. But yeah, it's gonna be nice in the bull run because I can finally actually be able to cash out, buy the car that I want, move out, move into Fayetteville because I'm looking at places in Fayetteville and I already know where I want to live in Fayetteville. They're nice places and just pursue my adult life from there at
Yeah,
24 years old.
there you go. And that's a good position. Cody's in a good position there. And hopefully, the next plan is to help him get into real estate and and getting rental properties and things like that, while continuing working his career and building his bags pretty much. But we'll have to see how it goes, because I think Cody's on for a good run up for the next 5 years. And if you're in that position where you think like, maybe I missed the boat, trust me, I've missed the boat quite a few times in my work career investing. I didn't do things the way I wanted to. I got divorced at 30. It sucked, but here I am now. It's, well, 10 years. Oh yeah, 11, coming up on 11 years after my divorce, and I'm not only back to where I was prior to divorce, but I am surpassing it in quite a ways. I got 4 businesses that I'm running. I got quite a bit of properties that I am renting out. I got a good portfolio there. I got a good stock portfolio, healthy reserves, healthy everything so far. Even though the economy's kind of shaky, it seems like this is going to be my best year or next couple of years to really gain assets and things like that. Because I even seen the big, like the big was it the big funds are not buying as much properties, excuse me, anymore. And there's properties I'm seeing that have been on the market for a while. One in Fayetteville that I might even uh, take a jab at, see if I can grab it before it's too late. But coming on to the crypto markets, it has been the same the last 10 days. We are at like 49 on greed, and I think people are missing the opportunity to dollar cost average in, because this is going to be a nice summer lull before we start getting a run up, and we will get a run up into the election. Make no qualms about that, because we will see this pump up probably around, I want to say it's going to start at the end of September. That's why I want to say it's going to start. It's going to start right at the end of September is when the crypto markets are going to start going up. The stock market's kind of still rising, all-time highs yet again, still kind of climbing up there, hasn't really corrected yet. So it looks like everything's going to be going great, probably past the holiday season of this year. I wouldn't say this is like the bull run, but it's definitely going to be a nice heavy pump that you can cash out some good profits on. I think mainly it's because the election is so divisive right now, and with the Biden not doing well in the previous debate, it is not looking good for the Democrats. So you don't want a bad presidential debate, a bad candidate, and then a bad economy. That pretty much is kind of sealing the deal on everyone swinging to the other side. Oh, excuse me. So if you guys don't know, it's kind of like a pendulum. It just swings back and forth, and we overcorrected to people overswung to Biden. Now it's going to overswing to Trump. I can almost guarantee Trump's going to win the election. And
It took
unfortunately,
Biden winning last election to make a fool out of himself just for Trump to get the upper hand. And people and Trump's whole felony charge thing, people talk about that, but all that did was attract not only more black voters but also more felon voters.
well, felons can't vote unless if they are.
I thought they could. My bad. Then I guess not. I thought it
Um,
was based on state, but I guess not.
no, it's once you are a felon, you lose the right to vote, or a convicted felon. But it does bring the black community in. It it makes him more of an average person, and they basically made him a martyr. That's what they did.
Yeah.
I would have just left him alone.
If they
And
would have just left him alone, if the media would have just left him alone, it's the media. They think they're hurting him, but they're not.
yes, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Dragon Ball Super during that Torment of Power arc, but guy, that weird Power Ranger guy, and he's like antagonizing Frieza, and Frieza just says, "I'll ignore that." That's how the that's how the media should have been with Trump. Trump's doing all his crazy shenanigans, and it just said, "We'll ignore that," and just looked over in a different direction. He would have pittered out like every other one candidates in the past, because almost every decade we have a Trump type person in politics. And if they give him more airtime, they gave him more power. The problem is that a lot of the people now are millennials and Gen Zers that are in control of where the camera's going, and they keep getting flustered and frustrated at Trump, giving the camera and the spotlight, and then it's kind of given a resurgence. And then on top of that, you got the let me tell you something, the working out there, it sucks. And right now people are trying to go back to more conservative ways, especially a lot of women who said, yeah, I'm gonna go out and work, be a boss and all this stuff. Now it's like, well, wait a minute, this sucks, I don't want to do this. I can't tell you how many houses that I know are purchased by single women that I have CDOs on. I purchase CDOs, and I know that even if only 60% of them cash out, I will have had a significant windfall. So CDO is a certified debt obligation. I'm basically betting against you paying your mortgage. And those are available pretty much same as long as as long as you're an accredited investor. So that means your net worth has to be now, by most bank standards, 3 million or more. An average annual income of 500,000, and I think they don't want you to have more than 25% debt leverage. So that's what they're looking for now for a lot of banks. Not every place, but a lot of banks are looking at that now. But I'm telling you, like that single person trying to hold down the house, it's not gonna it's gonna collapse, because I could tell you one thing with all my 41 years of experience on this planet and dealing with tens of thousands of people, managing for Fortune 500 companies, managing my own businesses. I could tell you one thing: when the tough gets going, most women, they just walk away. And now that the property taxes are going up, HOA fees are going up, the homeowners insurance is going up, you're losing like the tornado insurance, the hurricane insurance, the flood insurance, all that stuff. I can guarantee you that they are I can almost guarantee that they are going to default or just walk away from the mortgages. And I'm counting on it. And the windfall for me will be a very nice payout. Very nice payout. All because like I saw it coming. And so I've been in sales. So I know what's happening in the real estate market. I've been in sales for 18 years prior to starting my, and counting the years I've been in business, running my businesses, is that I know exactly how they pitched it. You should have put 25% down on a home. But the real estate agent told, the single woman, oh, you're a strong woman, independent woman. Why don't you get the house that you really love? Here, I can get this program, put 10% down, put 3% down, new construction build, all this stuff. Everything's great. 2021, great. 2022, great. 2023, great. Oh, I think this is going to be forever. 2024 hits, taxes go up, everything goes up, cost of ownership goes up, and before you know it, now you got, and because all the new construction is built pretty shitty, now you got to fix stuff. Now you got to have money. That's why I think they didn't understand, and they didn't see it. They just saw payment, house, mine, sign here. That's how they operated. And it's crazy because they did the same shenanigans in 2006 and 7. They did the exact same thing then. They said, you can have a piece of the American dream. You don't need to get married. You can be a single woman, be powerful, and have that dream there. And what happened was they signed on the line, and in 2 to 3 years later, now they regret it. And if they walk away from it, it's going to be very hard for them to get a house. However, what a lot of people don't understand is that to women, the finances never mattered. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter to them, because they'll just go marry some guy that's not paying attention, not asking the right questions, and boom, like in Arkansas, he's saddled with all the debt. And I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for good properties, good prices, short sales, mortgage, what was it, foreclosure sales, things like that, this is going to be the time. This is going 2025 is going to be the year for it because there's going to be so much inventory on the market. The prices are just going to go collapse in. You're probably, I would say, I would say 70% of the homes that were purchased in the last 3 years that are owned by single people, I'd say 70% of them, which 78% of them were bought by single women, are going to go up on the market because they're running away. They don't want to do it. It's cost too much. It's not what they expected. Things like that. Also, HOA fees. They're coming for falling behind on HOA fees, and HOAs are taking ownership of the properties and things like that. So it's going to be wildly crazy as to how things will go coming in the next couple of years, and it's going to be crazy as to how much opportunity is out there. Because if you've been building for the last 4 years, this coming time is going to be great for you because houses are going to be a lot cheaper, everything's going to be cheaper. Like, we're having a whole system reset, and then it's going to start its 10 to 15 year cycle to go back up. I think Cody's bouncing in and out of there. I'm just going to switch over to, we're going to look at this thing because I want to kind of go over Walmart again with you guys. I know, like, it seems like it's down, but let's take a look over the last 3 years. As you guys can see with Walmart here, this is one of those companies going to be set to capitalize as everybody shifts down a bracket. So you have lower upper class becoming upper middle class becoming middle class becoming working class, and working class becoming lower class. Everybody's kind of being funneled into Walmart and Target. I'd still say, Walmart has its appeal in some categories, but Target is better if you wanted like appliances, clothes, and things like that. They'll definitely last a little bit longer. But Walmart is definitely looking like where we're headed over to it, into where this economy is going, because ain't nobody just like in 2009, 10, 11, and 12. It's going to be the next 4 years going to be the best for Walmart because they are primed to capture everybody as they kind of take a step down from everything. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Well, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm leaving this. I'm living that." I know. I got my allocation several months ago for a nice car, but I'm still driving around my damn Tacoma. I'm probably still going to drive it around. Like, I'm not going to be driving around one of my dream sports cars every day. I might drive it on the weekends or something like that, but I'm going to be driving this 2014 Toyota Tacoma because it's paid off. It's fuel efficient. Now, I mean, that truck gets like almost 600 miles to the tank. Granted, it's a little 4-cylinder, so it doesn't have much power behind it, and it's got no power seats or power windows. It's got no air conditioning either. So, I mean, are you guys willing to take that, or do you guys want the top of the end Tacoma, the one that's like $60,000-$70,000? That's the problem that we had with a lot of younger millennials, Gen Zers, older millennials, is they just took on payments. Everything was payments. And now student loans are coming back, and you can't bankruptcy away them. You can't do anything, and it's just kind of crumbling in. And it's going to hurt overall because this is probably the first year. I want to take a look at, was it Carvana? Let's see here. Here it is. Because I do think this is headed for another correction. It did correct from the previous, from the last few years, but Carvana is going to correct as it corrects through this next cycle, because They're overbloated with inventory. People can't afford even used cars at 25, 30, $35,000. And what's happening is that those little buy here, pay here's, oh, they're going, those guys are going to be making bank over the next few years. Because right now you can go to them, get a 2019, put $5,000 down, walk away with $550 payment. I mean, where else are you going to get that? You go to dealership for the same used car, you're talking maybe $10,000 to $12,000 down, and you're going to be pulling in what, a car payment of like $800-900, and you're also financing taxes and title, and so I don't know. I think this is going to be the era where if you're going to buy a car, it's going to have to be in cash, and the prices are going to drop. Cody was just messaging me about a car that he was looking up, and that's like an 8-year-old car. That
2019 Lexus.
Yeah, it's 2019. Okay, it's 5 years old. That car should be around like $12,000. If we went back, if we pushed it all the way back to let's just say we pushed it all the way back to when I got my first car, which was 20 years ago. That car would be around $6,000 to $7,000, which is crazy because a brand new Corolla when I got it was like 13,000 with no money down. I put no money down on that sucker.
Yeah, well, I'm paying cash for my Lexus because I know those Lexuses are very reliable, and I know I could keep it for over a decade if I wanted to. So it's like if I have over $100,000 liquid, spending 25,000 on a car that I'm going to keep for over 10 years. I mean, that's a no brainer.
Absolutely. And how much money will you save on interest? You guys got to think about it. If like Cody's going to buy that car in cash from his profits on this next bull run, how much money is he going to save in interest? Because right now interest is what, 12, 13, sometimes 14%, even for people with good credit. That's a lot of money, plus loan origination fees, all those other fees and everything that come with it. And buying a car in cash, you set the price with the dealership. You set the price. When you come in with cash, it's like, no, we don't have to run credit. I'm paying cash. I'm paying cash. Their whole demeanor changes because you now set the pace. I mean, I did that when I bought it was 2012 when I had to buy a new car. I actually had 50K in cash after the divorce. This is like 2 years after my divorce, and I had the I had what it was. I went in. I was going to buy the newer version Camry, but I bought the older version, and and I walked out of there with what was like a $30,000 original MRSP for the car. I got it for 19,800 because I was paying cash, and I'm willing to walk away. I mean, I guess I'll have to do the art to deal with you guys, but I can't tell you how powerful it is for you to just say, okay, this isn't working out, and you just get up and walk out because people aren't prepared for that, and they'll want to make the salesperson wants to make the deal, the general manager wants to make the deal. I know, and if you know how businesses operate, you can make some great deals on there. But but back to my point, if we're not seeing those type of cars that are like in the $10,000 range that should be only 5 to 6 to 8 years old, there's going to be no way for people between 20 and 25 to be able to purchase cars and get that entry loan, which is so important to building your credit. Getting that $10,000 loan, paying it off, and having it be on a 5-year term, paying it off in 2. That way you can qualify for a bigger loan and also help you get a mortgage. So now we're missing all these steps to be able to qualify for a mortgage, which is going to leave a lot of Gen Zers out of getting a house. Unless if they buy in cash, which is still very possible. You won't, instead of being able to get a house at 25, if you're 20, you'll have to get your house at 30, but you'll own it in cash. And not having a house payment, I can't tell you the relief that came on my father when he made his last mortgage payment and paid off their house before they had to refinance it. He was so relieved. I mean, they saved I think it was like 3 to 4 years of no mortgage payments. I mean, that's $2,800 a month that you're not paying. That's not going into your pocket. Granted, they live up in Jersey, so I mean, prices are different. But down here, your average mortgage payment in Arkansas is what, $1,800. So can you imagine what you could do with $1,800? I mean, $1,800 investing it, you can put a lot into the stock market, put a lot into crypto, put a lot into everything before without having to worry about covering your house and things like that. But this is going to be a good time if you are because there's been quite a few people who have messaged me about starting up a car dealership. I would say you're
Sorry,
probably
I don't know what's going on.
oh, no worries, Cody. But I'm sure you'll catch up in just a second. I'm just talking about the car world and everything. The car dealership is going to, once this bubble pops, and if you can maintain having good quality cars for a good affordable price with maybe some in-house financing, you're going to be making bank, because you're going to end up being cheaper than the dealerships, which has never happened. Like in the last 50 years, if you didn't have good credit, you knew that you're spending out the wazoo to get a car that wasn't worth anything. Now, I'm spending less to get a car from a buy here, pay here, which should be worthless, but they're getting good cars too. And they're only charging me, they may be charging more on the long run, but up front, it's like I think the highest I saw was $575 for that monthly payment. And it's like, for me as a business guy, and I buy these cars for business. I don't care if it's brand new. It doesn't have to be brand new. The guys are gonna destroy the truck or anyway. So why not just go get this and just run it into the ground? So there's some crazy things going crazy imbalances, and we have yet to have a correction to fix all that. I kind of want to come back to one of the main things I want to talk about, which was Bitcoin. So let me share this here, uh, because this with I think it's the ETFs that are keeping this price stable right now with all the trading volume and moving around. But we also have the Mount Gov coming out, releasing like almost was it 200,000 Bitcoin back to originating investors, all that stuff. So we might see a dump, but I think the price has already been calculated in. And with that hitting, there's going to be more availability, and all that's going to happen is that more people are going to buy more of them. That's all. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 100,000 Bitcoin right around November. Would not surprise me. Would not surprise me, because we're only looking at about a 60-70% jump. It's definitely well within the range of getting of 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 the charts and candles. The value is there. More and more people are saying it has more value. We might be able to see 100,000 probably right at the election or right around in November. And it may get a little higher, it may not, but it will be right around 100,000
Oh
during the
yeah.
year.
That's when Bitcoin hits 100,000, my portfolio should be hitting 50,000.
Exactly. All the alts should be just
All the alts,
skyrocketing.
and people might not agree with me, and some people might say, "Nah, Solana's a little different." But I'm gonna say this: Injective is looking at the exact same as Solana did this time last year. That's all I'm gonna say. The fees, you know how Injective and Atom are on the Cosmos network, right?
Yes.
With Atom, you had to wait a certain amount of time. It was better to wait because let's just say you got like 50 cents in rewards, right? Well, on the Atom token, there's fees. But on Injective, let's say you get 50 cents worth of Injective on your staking balance and you claim it. There's no fees. So instead of waiting until you got like 0.5 INJ, for example, Like you can just keep claiming staking because the fees won't eat up your staking rewards because there are no fees. The fees
Exactly.
are literally zero. So you can that's why there's a billion transactions on Injective. And the thing is there's a billion transactions on Injective, but it hasn't crashed like Solana has because it's a lot better. So pretty much Injective came along and said, "Okay, Solana, we might not have the user dApps like you have, but we have the cheapest fees. We have the same speed. It just hasn't attracted retail yet because of the dApps. And Solana has the casino dApps, like all the meme coins and stuff.
Hmm.
Injective is pretty much Solana, except it's not like a shitcoin casino as much.
Yes, and Cody's absolutely right. And I think it's going to be under the radar for retail investors for a long time because they're not paying attention to this. It's not anywhere. It's not in like the.
Until
It's
we're
not.
in a bull run.
Yeah, and it's not on any of the big like crypto finance YouTubers. Like it's on none of their platforms
Even though
right
it's up 200%, it's outperformed Bitcoin. It is up like 200% for the year.
now. Yeah, like year over year, 100. But
It's
if we did it,
outperformed Ethereum for sure.
oh yeah. And this one is definitely going to hit around 150, 200 during the bull run. And I know I mentioned it about a
I
month
would say
ago, but
300 because 300 to 25 billion.
no, you are right. Uh, because like my brother and I have put in a substantial investment into this, so we both put in quite a bit of money from our cash fund into Injective solely for the fact of that we know that it's going to be on this nice bull run here.
Did you know that Quant is on Injective? Like Chainlink, a lot of the ERC20 tokens, like most of these ERC20 tokens are interoperable with Injective. Like you can use Injective to bridge those ERC20s over. So your Quant holdings is now on your Injective, and people can see your Quant holdings on Injective. I don't want to do that though, but I mean I could technically bridge my Quant over to Injective.
Hmm. Well, it's nice to have an alternative method to move your stuff around
That's the
as
whole
well.
point of the INJ token too. Like it's crazy because Injective is what the Atom token should have been. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to use cases, like the Atom token literally has no use besides staking and governance. Like the Injective token, yeah, its main uses are staking and governance, but there's a lot more you can do with the token. I mean, there's Binance Pay is even integrated Injective for food and hotels and flights and stuff, and
Hmm.
there's just a lot you can do with Injective versus
And
holding the Atom token. Like
exactly.
if I would have swapped all my Atom a year ago for Injective, I didn't know about Injective a year ago because Injective a year ago was in the top 100. Like it was not in the main front page. And if I would have known about Injective, I would have thrown all my Atom into it a year ago.
Exactly. And sometimes you can't catch them all, but even still catching it at this price, you're still going to get a nice run up. And
A 10x for sure.
exactly. And what I'm saying is, what I was trying to say earlier is that a lot of the crypto influencers are not talking about this. And if you notice, guys, Cody and I are always talking about and putting our money into what we're talking about, into things that most other people are not even aware of or talking about. Like nobody's really talking about quant. We keep coming on here talking about quant. No one's talking about injective. No one's talking about where to invest the money. Nobody was talking about ad share, and still nobody's talking about ad share. And crypto gaming is going to be a boon because as soon as the economy dips down and people are struggling to get a job, they're going to come to play to earn games in crypto to earn money to kind of cover the make ends meet for their households with their finances, and that's only going to prop up ad share. And I still think one of the ones I have it in my back pocket here. I just been watching it, but it's one of the music ones where it's kind of helping individual artists post and make kind of like an NFT registration of their music, art, or whatever that they could sell like sell that along with to their customers, and their customers have actual tokenization of registration of ownership of the album or art or whatever it is on a blockchain. And I think that's going to be a phenomenal difference, because that's now making it completely to where these guys don't need like a sponsor for an artist, or an like a musician. You don't need a label to help make you grow. So there's a lot of good things that are coming, and just being in the market is going to help. Even if you're in some blue chips, like even if you're just in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you'll still make a lot of money. Even if you're in some of the blue chip alts, you're still going to make a lot of money. And I think the best way to go is the crypto play to earn, and the interoperability platforms that are going to help make it. Because the more avenues that people can move their money around and do it quickly and efficiently, like Cody said, Injective has not crashed, and Solana has crashed a total of 9 times in its history. The better the interoperability platform, the better the governance on those platforms, the more secure they are, the more retail investors are going to finally start to take a notice, and the more value that will have in comparison to others. Because right now, all use cases are kind of speculation, but until it starts to happen, that's when the true value is going to come to these things. And right now, we're all just placing bets, but Injective to me is a good bet. I don't have to pull it up. Put in a crap ton of money into it, more than I probably should have. Yep. So right now, I'd say it's probably down a little bit too. Yeah, it's down a little bit, but I'd say it's about 142,000 is what I put into Injective right now. And I've been seeing people sucking up a crap ton, and I'm still dollar cost averaging into Injective, because keep in mind I got in at around 28. So as it goes down, I'm just going to dollar cost average throughout to just get as much profit as I can off of it, and get as much quantity as I can off of it. But with that said, guys, there's not much else that we really have going on in the market. So, and I gotta start getting prepared to head down to Fort Smith. And as you guys know, we're coming to the end of the year. If you guys have been following on the Patreon with the business platform, the business level Patreon, as you guys know, I am going down. We're going to be opening up a site in Dallas, a nice big warehouse, and it looks like we're going to have that at the end of this year, not at the beginning of next year. So hopefully all goes well with that. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Invest in the right avenues. Don't overreach. Don't moonshot your life savings. Your life savings is savings. It should not be invested in anything that's speculative or high risk. You should keep that and save it for emergencies, or say, don't risk that. Only put in what you're willing to lose. But with that said, guys, I don't think I have any more to talk about, and we will see you guys later today for market close. So have a wonderful day.